Okay, welcome to the City Prepper channel. Today is October 15th, 2025. We'll give it a few minutes before I start getting into the bread and butter of today's conversation. Hopefully, I'm coming in loud and clear. We have a new microphone. It should be on. All right, we have a new microphone. We have a new setup in here. Hopefully, you guys are liking it. And let's talk about a little housekeeping things before we start talking about today's episode. Gold and silver are absolutely skyrocketing again. I believe gold hit over 4,200 today. Gold is at 42.22 and silver is at 53.23. That is concerning for a few different reasons. One, it's either a pump and dump, meaning it's causing alarm, it's causing people to go out, panic buy in order for a mass sell off for those to get rich, or there's something nefarious going on with either our currency or a global conflict that we are not seeing. So let's dissect today's title. Do not be distracted by No King's Day. There has been numerous types of No King's Day, whether it is the original one that happened, 6 months ago, the Occupy Wall Street, the Black Lives Matter. It was all a ruse. It was all meant to distract you from what's really going on. Right now, our country is in major turmoil, and you're seeing that almost every day. You're seeing different things in the news, different things on alternative media that are taking people's attention away from what's being done behind closed doors. You're seeing internal structure of the Democratic and Republican Party absolutely going at one another. You have the Democratic Party, which can't even put up a viable candidate right now. All they're doing is tarnishing and shitting on the name of President Trump. Now, do not get this twisted. I am no way, shape, or form 100% on the Trump train. There's some things that he's doing that is major concern. One being the Qatari Air Force Base. I don't know why in God's green earth we are putting a foreign country, not even NATO, not the United Nations, a foreign country is going to have military boots and a military installation, which makes it their sovereign land on U.S. soil. That's one. Two, why hasn't anything been done to route the Chinese from the massive, massive amounts of land that have been purchased in the United States near major military installations all over the United States? These are the things that should be dealt with. These are the things that you should be paying attention to. The crime rates in your area, especially if you're in a democratic city, those are skyrocketing right now. In New York City, there's a thing called CompStat. I don't know what the full word is. Basically, it's putting out crime numbers. They critique it. It's all public information. I don't know what each and every one of you have in your area, but they can manipulate the numbers any which way they want. That's anything in life. You can manipulate any number. If you are doing a new product, you can manipulate the numbers in your favor. People do it all the time. It's skewing it in your area. People you're polling for perspective, questionnaire people, you can skew it. The same thing. People, they're saying that crime is down. It's not. Violent crime is up. Heinous crime is up. Theft is up. This in turn is causing your trip to the grocery store to go up. That and the tariffs. Between the rampant theft that is going on in New York City and most democratic cities and the tariffs, this is why your dollar is no longer the buying power it should be. This is why gold and silver skyrocketing is a major concern. That's what you should be worried about. It's like when an animal knows a storm's coming before it's coming. That's one of those things that you should be paying attention to. The commodities right now. Why? Why are certain things obtainable and certain things are not obtainable? Like the housing market right now. The housing market does not justify how people's finances are right now. These are the things that you should be paying attention to. Mark, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. There's a lot of things in this country right now you should be paying attention to, and No King's Day is not one of them. I'm not telling you to not be concerned about it. You should obviously watch it and see what's going on. Check mainstream alternative media, social media for really what's happening, but it's all hype. It's all a much to do about nothing. The nefarious plans are the ones that aren't broadcasted. Those are the ones you should be concerning yourself with. Active shooters, stuff like that. Somebody poisoning something, somebody leaving a device somewhere. These are the things that you should be concerned about. These are the things that you should be what you're mindful of when you go out in public, not some bullshit movement. And the one that was so far in advance broadcasted and talked about, this is too cookie cutter. The military and law enforcement already know about everything going on with this. This is not one to be concerned with. It's when you have an Eric Gardner, who's the one that died, Derek Chauvin. Can't think of his name. Somebody help me in the chat. The one with the knee in the back of the neck, allegedly, that died. What the hell is his name? Excuse me for forgetting. But when things like that happen and it causes raw emotion, that's the ones you should be concerned about. This is all distraction. This is all to get you hyped up and nervous and panic buying. This is not what you should be doing right now. You should be really concerning yourself with how your finances look like if you have money in the stock market. You should be really concerned about your local elections that are going on in, less than a month? If you live in New York City, God help you. God help me if Mamdani wins. He has more foreign-controlled money going into his pocket than anyone I've seen as of late, more than probably Joe Biden. Well, Joe Biden didn't know what was going in his pocket. Could have been a grilled cheese for all he knew. These are the things that you should be concerning yourself with. How your life is going to be impacted when local elections, national elections take place. And how to prepare accordingly. How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for a city that is already crime-ridden and has corruption problems to get that much more corrupt, that much more worse? How do you prepare for that? Simple. Self-reliance. Self-reliance is definitely one for that. There's a lot of good books out there about self-reliance. There's a lot of good prepping books out there, one of which is from an author that is in the chat right now. That would be Mark Smith. Look him up. Talk about great prepping books, great read. Mark, did you ever get out that next volume you had for the book? I know you were working on it. But you need to really think about strategically planning. Well, I can't wait for it to be done. I'm excited. I talk all about preparedness on this channel. You guys know that for 7 years, 8 years. I cannot stress out this enough. If we would have had Hillary Clinton win, if we would have had this cackling hen win, we would have been screwed. But you're seeing that in local and state elections now. I'm telling you, mark my words, watch how much of a shithole New York City will become if Mamdani wins. More than it already is. Violence is through the roof. Mental health is an absolute crisis. You have mentally unstable individuals walking around using public transportation as their hostel, their homes, and terrorizing everyday citizens that are paying for that. Paying customers, going on a train, going on a bus. And then you have some homeless scowl, violent, sprawled out, and if you look at them wrong, throwing shit at you or trying to kill you, push you in front of the train. This is what's happening. And the police hands are tied. And I don't blame them. A lot of these police officers don't want to get involved because they're going to be civilly liable because of the qualified immunity that was taken away from them. And I don't blame them. Who would want to get involved in any of that? They took away the physical standard. They took away the educational standard. You're getting a lot of unqualified individuals taking that job. And I don't blame anybody for not wanting to take that. This is what your cities are turning into. And the Democrats don't want police. They campaign on that. How police are militarized, that they're aggressive. They don't want public servants. They don't want first responders. They want you to have all your free shit, all your free goodies, and they don't care how you get it. A good friend of mine once said, you can't kill Santa Claus. And that's what the Democrats are. They're Santa Claus. They're giving out free shit. Who's going to get mad at that? Who's not going to want to have free shit? Yes, Preparedness, the Basics and Beyond is available in print and electronic form, and the author of that is Mark Smith. Mark is a longtime friend, highly respected friend, and a great mentor. So if you have time, Mark, if you wouldn't mind giving me a link in the chat, I'll copy it or text it to me and I'll upload it into the message box below, the link to get Mark's book. So back to what we're talking about. This is all distraction. So is the alleged alien invasion that's coming in the next, 30 days? The Atlas, whatever thing that's coming on our way in an aggressive manner. It's all being talked about in mainstream media. It's talked about in alternative media. It's all a distraction. Our country is at a dire strait. We're at a crossroad right now if we're going to sink or swim. We are more divided today than we have been in a long time. And you're seeing everything that Trump talked about in regards to conspiracy theory coming out as true. They said the Dominion servers were not hooked up to the internet. That was a lie. Dominion was bought out by Liberty, which is owned by a Republican or a conservative pollster. And I believe they have a year to audit the books. And it'll be interesting to what's shown in that. But all distractions. All distractions. You don't think January 6th was a major distraction? Everyone talks about that being an insurrection, but look what you have going on in Portland. Look what you have going on in Chicago. Look what you have going on in California. Look what you will have going on in New York. Look what you will have going on in these major Democratic cities when Trump sends in the National Guard and or military, federal law enforcement to deal with a situation. That's when you will have insurrection. People burning and fighting and terrorizing federal facilities, that's insurrection. A leader or governor of the National Guard, and I believe it was Portland, said that they will, if they're ordered to send troops to an area, it will only be to protect the protesters, not the federal facilities or federal workers. When you get to this point where you're disobeying a direct order from the commander of chief, that's a insurrection. That is when you will start having situations where they will suspend habeas corpus and you will have the military take over. But again, people aren't paying attention to that. People are paying attention to, oh, no King's Day. It's going to be awful. They're going to be protesting everywhere. Oh, my poor little Jimmy's in the city over there. That's all distraction. It's all bullshit. You'll have a lot of people with signs and banners probably screwing up traffic for the day. That's the worst you're going to have. But it's something to be concerned about. What's going on with one hand is doing one thing, the magic trick. Watch for the sleight of hand in the other. That's what you need to be mindful of. Guys, hopefully you are getting something from these videos. If you have not done so, Patreon, I would highly suggest you adding Patreon to your repertoire if you want to hear more in-depth talks about the topics I talk about on here. Yesterday, I uploaded a video on Patreon talking about what we initially talked about on YouTube, but was able to go more in depth. The reason why you are going more in depth on Patreon is because there is less censorship. And we got to really talk about what you should be doing in these violent, Democratic controlled cities in order to ensure you and your loved one's safety. Because I'm telling you, I'm seeing it firsthand. My neighbor called the police the other day, and it took over 4 hours to get them here when there was a person breaking into their car. Hear that again. A person was inside of someone's car, rummaging around. The neighbor was on the phone calling 911, giving the description, saying, so-and-so is in the car. What should I do? Should I stop him? 911 told the neighbor to not get involved, to wait for the police. 4 hours. You are allowed to defend yourself. You are allowed to defend your family from serious physical injury and or imminent death. That's what we were talking about on Patreon. So if you have not done so, the link will be below, which is www.patreon.com/cityprepper718. And as I've stated earlier, please check out Dark Knight Medics for your TACMED and first aid gear. There's also training sessions available on Dark Knight Medics to familiarize yourself with everything that you are purchasing. So pay attention to the distractions, because there's a lot. Trump came out and said that if Hamas doesn't play nice in the sandbox, that he's going to get involved violently. Something to watch, but a distraction. What is going on overseas should have no bearing on what is going on here in the homeland. We shouldn't be involved in any of that. It's all distraction. So, as always, keep preparing, stock up on your bullets, beans, and Band-Aids, and stay tuned for further.